In 1931, Father Blaise Strittmatter wrote an essay anticipating the unveiling in September of that year of the statue of Archabbot Boniface Wimmer. Today's program, which is a look at the history of the statue of Boniface Wimmer, is a summation of Father Blaise Strittmatter's work. In June of 1929, Archabbot Aurelius traveled to Rome, joining Father Blaise Strittmatter and Father Anthony Stromovich, who had arrived nearly 3 years earlier. One day, during a conversation, Archabbot Aurelius expressed his desire to seek out a sculptor to have 2 statues made for the side altars of the Archabbey Basilica. Later, he also expressed interest in having a statue erected in front of the basilica to honor Boniface Wimmer. It would be an Austrian-born sculptor by the name of Ferdinand Seebach who would accept the contract to sculpt the statues. Mr. Seebach, who had settled in Italy many years before in order to pursue his love of art, was excited about the opportunity to build such a prominent statue that would be erected in the United States. In order to learn the personality of Boniface Wimmer, Mr. Seebach diligently read about his life and carefully studied the one and only drawing he was given of Boniface Wimmer. Later that year, Mr. Seebach had completed a trial bust of Boniface Wimmer, and a photograph of the bust was sent back to St. Vincent. It was met with such merit and praise that Mr. Seebach began working earnestly on the statue. In March of 1930, he finally began to work on the bronze statue itself, which was no easy task. But Mr. Seebach worked very hard, and finally in the second week of December, the statue was ready to leave Rome. After many days of waiting, the event which so many of us had hoped to see enacted was consummated under a beaming September sky and to the fanfare of trumpets, when the linen cloth unveiling the statue of the late Boniface Wimmer, OSB, first Archabbot of St. Vincent Archabbey and the pioneer Benedictine to the New World, was pulled away by the Right Reverend Abbot Ernest Helmstetter. It was a day such as sticks long in the memory of those who witness history in the making, and to make the day more unforgettable, the Most Reverend Joseph Schrems, Bishop of Cleveland, delivered an address of outstanding merit, extolling the missionary, perhaps even mystic, spirit of the man who wrote his life on the hills of western Pennsylvania and reared a tribute to his leader, which for more than 80 years has stood as firm as the very rocks on which its foundations rest. Facing the rising sun with immutable dignity, the present tribute to Archabbot Boniface seems to invite all the passerby to peace and solace. To the weary and strife-ridden, he offers quiet and repose. To the student, he vouches solitude for meditation and the unraveling of the scrolls of the sages. To all, he promises refuge and shelter. It seems foolish to speculate, but we cannot help but wonder what the symbolism of the statue is. Does he, perhaps, bid farewell to the old world, or welcome the sun as the prophet of an era of prosperity and expansion for St. Vincent? Or does he simply hold out his hand in welcome to those who are adrift on the seas of life, more a stranger than he was to America in 1846?